Being bad is good. You might be like, Adrian, what are you talking about? You don't want to be bad, right? But you have to be bad in order to be better. And it's all relative, you know, because I might be bad. For me, my English might be bad. I think it might be bad, but if you compare it to someone who's just learning English, my English is way better than them, you know. It's one of those things that you have to be bad at something before you can get better. And a lot of times, a lot of people, even me, what stopped me from starting this YouTube channel, pursuing my career, like my dreams, it's being afraid of being bad, you know? You don't want to look bad. You don't want to embarrass yourself. But the thing is, if you're afraid to fail, if you're afraid to look bad, then you're never going to succeed because the only way of really learning, developing a skill is to do it multiple times, and if that means failing, then so be it, you know. Greats like in basketball, like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, when you hear their names, you would think, wow, Michael Jordan, I guy is the goats, or Kobe Bryant, the guy is the goat, right? But a lot of people, they don't know that Michael Jordan has missed a lot of game-winning shots. You know, even Kobe Bryant missed a lot of game-winning shots, but they people don't remember them for their misses on, like, oh, they missed the game-winning shot on this game. No, they remember Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant because they have made those game-winning shots. You know, those shots that when it matters. But what do they have that a lot of us don't? Is that they're not afraid to to miss. They're willing to take the shot. They're willing to miss basically. Because if you take the shot, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna go in. You might miss, right? But what if you might make it, right? So in this video, I wanna explore and talk about, like, like, bad. What is being bad? Like, why are we so scared of failing? Why are we so scared of looking bad? Why are we so scared of how the society thinks of us, right? We as humans, we're social creatures, right? We want to be accepted by everyone, right? And that means that we want to do the norm, right? So what is the norm? Like, whatever the society establishes, the norm could be, all right, you have to go to college, you have to get a degree, and then you have to work this job that you don't like, but it pays good, it pays the bill, right? And then after that, like when you're 65, then you can retire, and then you can start living your life, you can start enjoying your retirement, right? That's the norm right now. But for me, that's unfathomable. I i refuse to adhere to that dogma, to that lifestyle. For me, that is bad, right? That shit is bad for me. But society, that's normal for them, right? That's what you're expected. That's what expect. Like, oh, you have to pay. You just have to pay your bills on time to be a good citizen. Like, follow all the rules, follow all the laws, right? Like for me, that's unacceptable for me. And when you're learning a skill, when you're like learning a skill, like for me, I'm learning how to make YouTube videos, right? How to talk to the camera, where to look at, where to position, like where's gonna be the lighting, like how do I present my ideas in a way that you can relate to it. I want to learn how to communicate, not just talk, right? And you might notice that I might not, I'm not that good at it. You could even say that I'm bad at it. I am bad at it, right? And a part of me acknowledges that, you know, because yes, I am bad at it because I've never, like this is my first month of doing this. Of course, I'm gonna be bad at it. Like no one was born to talk in front of the camera and look at the camera and talk like this your favorite podcaster. Like there's no there's no pause. All of their sentences are coherent. They relate to one another, and they're on topic. You know, but I want to get to that level. Of course, I want to keep improving every day, but I have to be bad first. I have to go through this journey. So ergo, being bad is good for me because I have to be bad to learn. Okay, what do I need to improve on, right? And in the future, in 5 years from now, in 10 years from now, I might be better, right? But I may still be bad compared to someone like Mr. B's or like your podcasters or like Alex Hormozy. I watched Alex Hormozy, and I like when he also has a point in his life where he was bad when he was starting his podcast, when he was just learning how to do all of this YouTube stuff. He didn't know, didn't know how to talk properly, what's the most optimal way, but he had to be bad first. Like on his first 2 years of doing his podcast, he was bad at it. Doesn't mean that he's always gonna be bad. He's improving every day. It's okay to be bad. It's good to be bad. The thing is, you have to improve. Like at a certain point, like you're not that bad anymore. That you're actually getting good. But you have to keep learning. You have to watch videos, read books about how to improve in your chosen profession, your chosen line of work, creative work. It could be running a business. It could even be even just a 9 to 5 regular job. There's nothing wrong about that. But for me, that's not for me. I try to just I can't be I can't fake that I'm going into that job where I was like genuinely happy. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing, like I'm paying the bills. I'm doing this job. This job is good. Yeah, I'm grateful to have a job at the moment, 9 to 5 job that pays the bill. But like, I am happy when I go to the job, not because I have that job, not because I'm working that job, but because I after my work, I am working on myself. I'm reading books on communication, on business, on sales, how to get better. I'm watching videos about the topics that I want to learn, like communication, for instance, and I'm following people who are doing what I want to do, like they're doing it successfully, and I want to model myself with those people. So don't be scared to be bad. It's okay. You have to you have to be bad first before you become good at something. You have to put in the reps. Don't be don't just be if you want to be exceptional, if you want to be different from other people, then you have to do different things. You can't be just I'm not telling you to break the law or do anything illegal. Of course, don't do that, okay? But you have to separate yourself from the crowd, from the flock if you want to be exceptional, and you're gonna have to learn how to deal with the rejection, the the judgment from other people when you're like learning a new skill, especially if it's making a YouTube channel or uploading your like even TikTok or Instagram social media. A lot of people will see, like especially if it's in your friend group or your family, they would see your content, and then they would judge you, right? Not because they want to judge you, but because they feel like you're wasting your life, and because it doesn't align with what they think what's best for you. And when they say what's best for you, they usually mean what they think you need to be. And like, okay, you need to be this certain, you have to be behaving this way, that's the best way. But like what's best, what they think that's best for you is not really what's best for you, because they don't know what you really want. They don't understand it, especially if they don't have the same goals or ambitions that you have. If you have if you want to be exceptional, and your so-called friends, your family even, they don't want to improve their lives, they're just scared, or they don't want to, whatever reason they have to just being where they are right now, they're not doing any work to improve their life, and then they see you improving your life, then expect expect to see rejection. They're gonna reject you. They're gonna judge you. They're gonna make you feel bad because you're showing them that it's possible to change your life. But they're not doing it. But they don't want to face the truth. And you improving your life, you see that you're putting in the work, that you're improving your life. It's threatening their comfort. It's not comforting to them, because the truth their truth is different from your truth, and they see that your truth is not aligning with their truth, and that's when we get arguments, and when we get disconnection from. And it's okay, like you don't have to be rude to them, don't be rude to them. Just understand, just recognize that it is part of growing. You don't grow if you're doing something that is outside your friend group. Maybe like when you, especially if they're your friends, your longtime friends, and they're only there when they want to have fun, and they're not goal oriented, they don't have growth mindset. I have a few friends like that. Then you would you wouldn't feel that connection with them. Like they would feel like you are disrespecting them, that it would feel that you're a bad friend, which is not necessarily true because you're not you're not trying to be a bad friend. You're working on your goals. You have your priorities right now. So you have to make a choice if you want to keep that friendship, you know, because you don't want to be, if they're not supporting you in your goals and they're just holding you back, then you have to think, are they really your friends? Because I don't think they are. Because a real friend is not someone who would drag their friends down just because they feel uncomfortable. It's those who want you to become better. And when you are improving yourself, when you're struggling, they are there to support you, to tell you that, you know, hey, I can see that you're trying to improve your life, and it it might look hard, you know, like you might face challenges, but you got this, and I believe in you. That you inspire me. Those are the friends that you want to keep. You don't want a friend that's like, oh, yeah, I see you working on your YouTube channel. I think you're doing stupid. You know, you look like you don't know what you're talking about. You should just stop. You know, because they might not say that it's making them uncomfortable, but really they're being uncomfortable. And some of them, they might, especially if it's your family, they might think of it as, and they mean well, you know, they don't want to see you suffering, of course, but they don't see that this suffering that you're going through, it is part of the journey. You won't go, you won't be able to reach your full potential. It's like you can't reach the top of the mountain if you don't take the hike, you know, if you don't go through the path. there's gonna be there's gonna be hard trails on the way, and the only way to get to the top is to walk the path, to walk the path, you know. So it's okay to be bad and just keep improving. And and after every win, no matter how small it is, celebrate your win. If your goal is to become healthier, if you go to the gym, you know, if you go to the gym today, and then after you go to the gym, you know, like, tell yourself like, hey, like, I'm proud of you, I'm happy for you, you're doing a great job. You you are doing what you said you would do, and it's aligning with your identity, with your goals, that you're a healthy person. Because you don't want to wait. It's And the thing is, don't celebrate your inputs, don't celebrate your outputs. What I mean by that is that don't wait for a certain, like, if you're fitness, don't wait until you lose 5 pounds to celebrate your progress. Sure, that thing is, it's showing, it's reflecting that, you're losing weights, that you're doing. But instead of celebrating that you lose 5 pounds, celebrate the you you went to the gym 3 days a week. Celebrate that. Not just celebrate those outcomes, because the outcomes you can't really control. There's strategies to improve your outcomes for sure, but the inputs, what you do today or tomorrow, that's what's really gonna determine your future. It's like planting a seed. you know like when you first start, it's like you plant a seed, And then when you, like, every day you do, you keep your habits, you keep working your goals, it's like watering that seed, right? And the more you do it every day, it's like you're watering it, you're nurturing it every day. And at a certain point, that seed is gonna grow, and then it's gonna bear fruit. And when it bear fruits, everyone can see that you have bear fruit, and then everyone will be like, wow, how did you do that to, like, to become successful overnight? For them, they see it as an overnight success, but it's not. Like, every day, like, at the very start, you did work on your goals, that's already a success. Every day that you work on your goals is a success, okay? And if that means that you look bad, it basically means, like, what is bad? You're not good at doing something. That's when they call you bad. Oh, you're bad at this, you're bad at that. You can be bad today, right? But you can be better tomorrow. And stop thinking too much about what other people think. They don't pay the bills, right? They won't be there if you succeed or not. If you fail in life, if what I mean by that, if you fail, if you don't achieve your goals, what you set out to do, like your life's purpose, your mission, people are gonna be like, "Wow, you're lazy, right? Why didn't you work on that?" But when you succeed, they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, you sacrificed your whole, like, you sacrificed the relationship, you sacrificed this day, like you didn't have fun, like you're no fun, like yeah, but you're successful by what cost, right?" There's gonna be a lot of what ifs, and no matter what you do, people are gonna say something. You can't please everyone, so stop pleasing everyone. Act, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, what you set for yourself, then you're already succeeding. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, and celebrate your success. Find people who are who are your real friends. If you want real friends, it's not gonna be easy to find, because real friends are hard to find. But when you do find these real friends of yours, keep them, you know, and also encourage your friends too. If you encourage them to follow their dreams, and they they reject what you're saying, then you gotta be careful, because those people, they're not your real friends. All right, so don't don't use being bad as an excuse not to start working on yourself today. Do not start making the video, not to use it as an excuse to not do anything. All right, you have to be bad first to get better, to be good at it. No one is born good. All of these things are learnable. Skills are learnable. All right, you got this. You can do this. Stop stop waiting for the perfect moment. It's okay to be bad. You have to start and keep improving. Have a good day.